What's up guys, it's me Jeremy, and today I want to talk about why Season 4 is going to lead to the rise of late game champions. Let's get started. In the preseason so far, games seem to be lasting much longer than they used to be. In Season 3, the average game time was around 30 to 35 minutes, while in Season 4 it seems like it's going to be around 40 to 45 minutes. This is due to a few things. First, reducing the inhibitor respawn time, as well as making it so that inhibitors no longer buff minions in other lanes. Also, reducing the gold from the tier 1 turrets by 50, so now those early turrets don't lead to a quick global snowball, and then lastly the passive gold buffs, causing an overall gold inflation where now, since gold is worth less, a 5,000 gold lead on this patch is nowhere near as big of a lead as it was in Season 3. Anyways, because of these changes, games are harder to close out, snowballing is not as significant, and comebacks are easier. Because of these changes as well, late game champions in Season 4 have received an absolutely huge buff. Games last longer, which means more gold, which means more items to reach those full item late game builds. Champions like Nasus and Veigar that naturally scale into the late game are very powerful on this patch, and other champions that do well in the late game and scale really well with items are also doing very well too. But not all late game champions, especially ones like Vayne, seem to be doing well on this patch, and there's a reason for that. This is because although your late game champion might scale well as the game goes on, the counters to that champion are scaling well into the late game too. Assassins and burst champions have always been great in the late game, as they can get their burst onto a squishy target and almost instantly make the game a 4v5. This is why champions like Syndra are becoming really powerful. In addition, tanks are getting more gold for the late game too, meaning that they can survive much longer and are more difficult to kite. Champions like Rammus and Taric are doing phenomenally due to the raid boss late game builds. This has resulted in a stealth nerf for AD carries, but of course it's okay since AD carries are still able to hit their full item builds more often. The key thing to understand here is that although longer games are happening, it's now that since games are longer, the mid game is much less prevalent. This is going to result in buffs for champions like Tristana with poor mid games and nerfs to champions like Ezreal who has a great mid game. Although the late game build mark of around 30 minutes or so is still the same 30-minute mark into the game, the fact that that 30-minute mark is now being hit 60 to 70% into the game rather than 80 to 90% into the game is huge for these champions that do well late game, and because of this, Season 4 is going to be the rise of late game champions. And no longer will those champions that do poorly in the mid game but do well in the late game have a fear of being very weak. My name is Jeremy, and that is it for my video on the rise of late game champions in Season 4. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to check out some of my others on the screen right now. Please follow my stream at twitch.tv/jeremy_gamingcurios for updates on whenever I'm streaming, and I'd love if you could support me with a like. Please subscribe for more awesome content in the future if you enjoyed this video, and I'd love if you could follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/gamingcurios. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.